Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Radical Geek live stream. Tonight we are going to have a couple of things here. So let's see. I see that Air Front Annie stopped by, but I know that she has to have some time with her family this evening, so she'll be missing. Carrie's here, pulling his boat up to the stream. Good evening, Sharon. Sharon reminding us that KPL is just around the corner, and I am so aware because I am not prepared. So, and Rick Wynn has joined us. Good evening, good evening. So, I don't know where everybody else is at, but I know that it was a crazy weekend for a lot of people, so we'll give it a few minutes. Oh, hey Gigi, nice to see you this evening. So, but this evening I have, hey Visual Keto, a repeat recipe, but, and also very simple. I am going to be making egg flour soup, or egg drop soup, whichever you want to call it. But whereas last time we did a very simple, hey, I'm not feeling good and I just need something to give me some nutrition and one and done, out the door. Today we're going to do it with a little bit more quality. So, and kind of boost it up just a little bit. So let's see what we've got here. More people joining. Hey Marion, nice to see you. And Lisa has joined us. So let's see. More hellos. Oh, Carrie says he found that the Sencha is a green tea made from the small. See, you're giving my facts. But yes, the Camellia sinensis. It's actually also commonly referred to as a tea bush, and we'll get into those facts a little bit more. So let's see. Hey Brianna, good to see you. And Rocky Mountain Girl, good evening. So these are my two things today. So so how has your weekend been, everybody? Let's hear it in the comments. Hey Hungry Heath, hey yo. You're not late, it's 6:32. 2 minutes is not okay, maybe technically it's late, but really 2 minutes, yeah, that's not late. So let's see. But editing a new recipe video, can you tell us what the recipe is, or is it too surprise yet? Oh, Cindy is making dinner and has made, and today, wow, you've been busy. Beef jerky, pork belly on the smoker, ribeyes in the cast iron for dinner. Ribeye is my very favorite. Let's see. So anyways, yeah, oh, and Carrie mentions that the Sencha tea is made in China, South Korea, and other countries, and that is true, but actually, Sencha is, its country of origin is Japan. It's Japanese Sencha, and even though it grows in those other areas, your higher quality, more quality is not the right grammar, your higher quality Sencha and your most florally fragrant is going to come when you get it sourced from Japan. So let's see. Yeah, Marion also says the weekend was too short, too much to do before KPL. And I wanted to show you the Sencha, so I got one of my little white coaster plates because I've shown you like our big, large black teas or red teas, as you will. And the thing about the Sencha, I'll come around, is you can see it does not look like a big fat leaves. It looks tiny and chopped up, which you might recall me pointing out in the past that in whole leaf tea, that's not a good thing, except when it is, right? So in this case, it is, because the Camellia sinensis, I can never say the second word, the tea bush, is a lot smaller than your average tea plant. And Japanese Sencha is picked very early in the season while the leaves are still small. So that is why this is an exception to the rule about it. And it's a green tea. So, and I don't know, I just heard a weird noise, but I don't know what it is. Attila, you all right up there? Hopefully it's just random video sound or something, but just gotta double check, right? But so anyway, so the leaves are smaller, and we actually got this particular Japanese sencha from one of our local vendors at our farmers market called Blue Turtle. They import their teas. They've got several blends, but so I was really excited that they had got some of the Japanese sencha in. And that is also another reason that we are trying the egg flour soup, because the two sort of play off well to each other. Oh, I almost kicked my dog, you guys. I don't know what he's doing, just skittering about down here. Let's see. Oh, I wasn't correcting you, Carrie. I was just giving additional information. So, I mean, you were actually right. Yes, it is in South Korea and in China. It's just also, you know, yep. And you're right. It does have caffeine. Now, it is lower than a lot of the black teas, so that's good. Now, about brewing this, we're going to still follow our rules about blooming the tea real quick and all of that, but sencha tea is a low temperature brew. If you use too hot of a water, it's going to get bitter. And they do, and as Carrie and Rickwin are talking about, they do have a lot of tea ritual in Japan using the sencha. Sencha tea is also what they grind down into the powder to make your matcha. So, and then you go ahead and get it. So I have my water at 170 degrees. That's pretty much as hot as you would ever want to brew this at. And even then, you could even bump it down just a little bit more, but then it borders on not being warm enough to enjoy. So we're going to give it just a couple seconds, and then we'll transfer it over and brew the pot. So, and you can see we get that bright yellow. Sometimes when it brews, you'll get like a really super dark green. This was a very, very early pick. I spent some time and I talked to the vendor, and you know, the batch they got was very early on, so probably won't be that super dark green. That would be a later in the spring pick, and this was from the very early on. But you will see that it'll get a nice bright yellow, and we'll look forward to that. So the thing about green teas is to remember that they are, I believe Carrie mentioned it up above as well, vegetal is a good word for it, very grassy, and sencha in particular gets pretty weedy, seaweedy. So be mindful of that. If those aren't flavors that you enjoy, that is something that you will have to be mindful of, in which case you might try giving it just a little bit of sweetener. Sometimes that makes it palatable for people, especially if you don't love the grassy flavor. But like I said, there's always so many other teas. If it's not your thing, don't worry about it. So you can sort of see how it's turning that nice bright yellow. I realize that I have a yellow counter and bright lights for the video, so you're not necessarily getting the full effect, but we'll just leave that there for a minute. And let's see what we've got going on here. Oh, Visual Keto just picked up a $20 giant piece of salmon. Oh, that sounds good. For supper? Let's see, Rick Wynn mentions the tea ritual in Japan is very interesting. Yep. And Carrie always loves the tea rituals. Oh, Carrie says back in the 90s he got to see Mount Fuji when he flew to Okinawa, having stopped in Japan. And then let's see, Rick Wynn says they would like to visit Japan someday. Yeah, Japan is awesome. So I highly encourage, if you are ever able to make that trip, to jump right in and do it. So let's see. Oh, Hungry He says the video coming up is going to be... Oh, okay. Huevos... I can't see. Huevos divorciados. A no-bake pumpkin cheesecake and papita brittle. Oh, that sounds good. I I've made a couple keto brittles, but not very many of them. I'm really interested in that because I love pumpkin seeds. And Carrie is asking me if we can get rid of the caffeine out of tea. No, not really. You're best off having to go with other herbal infusions. Uh, a really popular herbal infusion would be the dandelions, and we can pick some of that up sometime in the next few weeks, and we can talk about that. So I just want to give this a little bit. As you can see now you can see that bright yellowy green. Where did my little dish go? Oh, of course. Store my tea leaves so that they can be brewed a second round. Let's see. So unfortunately, yeah, like I said, you can't remove the caffeine. And for those of you though, if you are looking for a tea and you don't mind the caffeine, but maybe you don't want as much as like a pu'er or oolong, a green tea is an excellent option because it does have green tea. I mean, it does have caffeine. Lost track of my words, but it's less caffeine. So set that aside. Pour my cup so we can enjoy. All right. For some reason, it looks lighter in my glass, but if I look from above, it's the same color. Okay. Like, there we go. So anyways, as I said, for dinner, making an egg flour soup, but a little bit dressed up more than we've done in the past. And I should have done this before we brewed the tea. Start with your good chicken bone broth, chicken stock, or whatever you prefer to call it. And we're going to put that into our pot for heating up, but I'm not going to turn the heat on yet. Here is the thing. We are going to add about 8 grams of unflavored beef gelatin. This is still not going to make the broth thick like a cornstarch slurry would, but if you follow a ketogenic food plan, you know that we don't eat cornstarch. We're going to let this sit for a little bit to bloom that gelatin so it doesn't get any clumps. Then we'll turn the heat on and melt it down. But the gelatin, while it won't necessarily give it a thickness, it will give the broth like a viscosity feel to it. And it's a very soothing sensation, especially going down your throat. So that is why we're going to go ahead and add the gelatin to our perked up, I guess we'll call it, egg flour soup. So, like I said, as I mentioned, we have made egg flour soup before on here, aka, but we did the quick and dirty, I gotta have some food, and then I've got no time. And Carrie says the Two Crazy Ketos has their own cornstarch. I'm sure they do. It's not, I prefer the gelatin. So I don't know if they have got a cornstarch, but I believe they do have a thickening recommendations. Personally, I don't know, something about, I just don't like the zinc gum or the acacia gum or the Terra gum. I can use little bits of it, but I don't know, for some reason, very shortly after, I tend not to like it. I do okay with it in the keto chow, but even then, there are some days when I have a keto chow and I'm like, nope. But I do tend to actually use way more water than they normally call for. So that might be part of why. It's a personal thing. Delightful. So I always feel like I can never go wrong with the green tea, and yet for some reason I don't have it very often. So, but really delightful. And now I'm wishing that I had a piece of my kelp from the pantry in my broth, but that doesn't go in egg flour soup. It just, the pairing sounded really delightful. Let's see. And Carrie says, yeah, that the coloring on the tea, it looks nice. So I'm glad that it's showing on the video some. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, and Rickwin says that the recipes from Hunger Heath are sounding really good. But and then stated they've been adding a little bit of blueberries or blackberries in the unflavored kefir. Ooh, that sounds great. I think that berries would go very well. So now, are you just basically using the straight up kefir, or are you draining some of it to thicken it up? I'm just curious. All right, so a couple things. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat on because you need this to get really good and viscous. Give my gelatin that has bloomed and fully dissolved into the liquid a little quick stir. And then I'm going to come over here where I've got my 2 eggs and give them a beat. We want them to be beaten. They don't have to be well beaten. This is going to be something that you can determine how you like your eggs. If you beat them a lot, then they will be just the plain yellowy ribbons. If you only just bust the yolk ups and give it a light stir, then you're going to get like egg white noodly lumps, and it'll be a mixture. So that's the thing. I like mine more well beaten, and it'll be a few before that comes to a boil, so we can just chat. So let's see. So delightful. And then Rickwin says Shelly's been doing that lately at Hungry Heath. It gives it a good flavor. Yeah, I can see that. I wish that I liked kefir. I don't know what it is because I love yogurt. I think yogurt is fantastic, but for whatever reason, something in the kefir, and it does have different bacterial profile, but I don't know, something about it just does not match with Maitreya, so we don't have it here. But I think that it is an awesome food, and I just, it's one of those things, we have our weird little hang-ups sometimes. So, okay, my egg is well beaten. I'm going to put the lid on here, and then I will tell you about the other things that we'll be using, but first I'm going to cut up my green onions. Now, last time that we made egg flour soup, I went ahead and I used the Chinese green onions. Today I just have regular green onions. Or actually, I might have used Chinese chives, and today these are just your standard grocery store nice little bundle. Oh, Hunger Heath says in his opinion, kefir cheese is greater than drinking kefir. That's true. I can see why that would be the case. Get rid of these. Cut off the little hairy ends on your green onions. I know that we probably already know this, but it's a video on the internet. I probably have to tell people you need to cut off the hairy ends. Let's see. Oh, Rickwin made some El Ruderai yogurt with goat milk, and it came out super tangy. It's better than kefir in that case. Oh, that's interesting. Hey, good evening, Renee. Nice to see you this evening. How is the healing going? Are you back? Are you already back to work? I'm just curious and being nosy Parker now. So, anyways, I'm just going to cut my little green onions up here into little rounds, as you do with green onions. And I'm going to go all the way up because not only do I want the little onion bulb, but you want the leafy green part of the stem, whatever you call it. I don't know. So, and I love fresh green onion, so I don't mind if it's chunky, but again, you cut yours how you like. I think a lot of people like it in very thin little tiny circles, so, but just for me, so I will cut it in bigger chunky bits so you can see. Well, alright, so you can't see, but you know what I mean. Larger pieces. I love onion. So we're just going to set that to the side for a bit. My knife is done. And now we wait. And now we chat. So part of why this meal is so simple is because this week not only is work like super amped up and intense right now, which is just great because I'm leaving for Keto Palooza, and I reminded my boss, I was like, don't forget I'll be gone from Wednesday to Tuesday. I'll be back Tuesday morning, but yeah, then the answer was, He said, no worries, I got it. Okay. So I'm going to take my work laptop and not work, but at least check the messages and make sure there's nothing important that goes down while I'm gone, because important things have been going down. So, yep. Oh, and Carrie still has the AC off. So trying to fight the heat. Boy, ice water is the name of the game for you. Actually, you drink Rubio's. Rubio's is delightful iced. You could brew some of that and then ice it down and have yourself some iced tea, and that will help with the heat too. Oh, and Ruben's making leek soup. That sounds great. Ooh. Oh, with beef chunks. I was actually imagining like a creamy leek soup with like the bacons and onion, and then like some nice medium cheddar, similar to like a loaded baked potato soup, but only leeks. I love leeks. They're amazing. Good evening, Just Jason Keto. I'm impatiently waiting for my broth here to come to a boil, and it's just not there yet. So the other things that I have a little bit of coconut aminos. It's about a half teaspoon, and the same amount of fish sauce. And then I've got about a quarter teaspoon of sesame oil. If you cannot have a seed oil, which they say seed oils are very bad for us, leave this out. And actually, quite frequently, I do leave it out. But today, I just really want that flavor profile, so I've got it. So those are the rest of the ingredients that I've got today. As you might recall, in the past when we made our egg flour soup, we simply did chicken broth and eggs. So we're really amping up and building up the flavor profile. And of course, this time I added the gelatin to add that viscosity to it, and that nice, I don't know, the best way I can describe about when you add gelatin to hot liquids is that they become really super extra smooth. So let's see. All right, so hard boiling now, and that is what you want for it to be boiling really hard. You're gonna just, again, like I said, I know we've shared this before, but we're gonna do it again. You just take your egg and you just very slowly drizzle it in and give a light stir with your fork or your spoon. I'm using chopsticks. And you can either make your eggs really, really light and wispy by stirring a lot real fast, or give them a little bit of uneven lumpiness by slowing down your stir. And we'll just give that a little bit to come back up to temperature, because you add cold eggs, but they're sticking to my chopsticks, which is a good thing. And then let me just scoop some up and show you. You see, and it's all strings. Give me just a minute to get everything off. And we move these to the side. And that is it for our soup. Now we add in these last little things. So coconut aminos, fish sauce, and yes, I turned the heat off because we don't need it to cook any longer. Now we just need to do a little bit of the flavor enhancement. And right here at the very end, now our 1/8 of a spoon of the sesame oil. So now it's definitely a completely different flavor profile than the egg flour soup that we had in the past. This is not, this is fancy egg flour soup, not I feel like crap and I just need something to give me sustenance. So, and from here, yes, I'm using my small cat bowl. Get myself a nice serving. Spill some while I'm doing that. I'm gonna bring this around and try not to spill it. So I don't know if I'll be able to show you or not, because I don't want to pour soup on my kitchen floor. Sorta. Alright, I'm getting a little close. So you can sort of see how it is with the egg drop and the little wispy egg noodles in there, and the deep color of the broth. Not real well because it's so liquid. And I did pour some over the edge here. Not enough to spill on the floor, but enough to burn my hand. So now we can just continue doing this. That's good. And you basically, now we just add our green onions to the top. These will go into a baggie later for next time. So, but there we go. So I can tilt it a little bit so you can see the green onions lightly on the top. It's still very light and nice, and like I said, it's a perfect pair with the light green soup. And gotta have my nice little, if I've got a cat bowl, I gotta use my cat spoon. We'll let it cool for just a second because I don't want to burn my mouth too much. A little bit, because you always do when you have fresh soup, right? Perfection. Just right. And so those are the kind of things, like I say, that you can make a really nice hearty meal. By the way, this is a big protein punch. Now, the caveat is it's not exactly super high in fat. So if you need to add fat to your meal because you haven't had a lot of fat earlier in the day or something, before you do anything else with your broth, heat it up and then go ahead and add your butter like you would with bulletizing it, and give it a hearty whisk to kind of give it that little bit of creaminess to it. Don't do too much because you don't want cream of egg drop soup or cream of egg flour soup, whatever you want to call it. But you can do that and that will boost it up and it will continue to add to the richness of the soup. But because you've added the gelatin and the eggs and your bone broth, it's a pretty heavy protein punch. So, balance it with your fat. The other thing that goes really well is that I kind of wish that I had pulled some, but I didn't, is like some pickled items on the side. My pickled radishes are a perfect match to go on the side with this. It's exactly what I wanted. So, all right. And look at that, guys. We've done everything in half an hour. So now you know. And then basically, I put my leftover soup away. It will take me 2 minutes to clean up this pot. So it's still easy, even though we have classed it up a little bit. Hey, good evening, the warden. This is just soda water. It's warm. So if you feel like even after that you want to add a little something something to it, remember how I showed you last week the togarashi seasoning? That is a perfect topping. It enhances everything with the light citrusy, and remember I was saying you've got your if you've got your green tea here that's giving you already that seaweedy sort of grassy lean, then you're adding a little bit of chili, citrus, sesame, and seaweed to your soup. So it's a great, the togarashi seasoning is an excellent add-in to a soup like this. So anyway, so let's chat a little bit too. Like, so upcoming this week is Keto Palooza. I have done almost nothing to prepare other than buy some cheese to share with people. I probably have to get a move on. All right, good night, Cindy. Thanks for joining. Anyway, so the other thing too is there's a teeny little fly in here. We've been in and out of the house all day, so no wonder, but it is making me crazy. But at any rate, in fact, it distracted me so much, I lost my train of thought. But, oh yeah, anyways, oh yeah, so Keto Palooza, I've done nothing to get ready, except for buy the cheese. I do have coffee, of course, and I know where all the parts are to the coffee pot, so no big deal. Yeah, that is weird. Now that you mention it, the warden, I'm not seeing Renee on here. I just saw people talking to Renee. That's so weird. I don't know why, though. Oh, I know why. Hey, Renee, you gotta change your name. Your name is triggering the naughty words and banning you. Your comments. It's blocking them out because I'm just gonna say it. There you are. Okay, now we can see it, but I think some of your comments are getting deleted because it's triggering our yeah, it's triggering some deletions. Divide up your name and you'll see why. Yeah, I can see her now, but I undid some things. Yeah, I do. It's not, I don't have a PG setting, but early on I was getting a lot of bots with sex chats and names, and so my filter for naughty words is like this long. So yeah, that is weird, Warden. But for a little bit, I undid some of the filter to let them through. So they should be showing now. I don't know. I don't know. It's well, again, because we don't have the same customizations. So it's not showing on the Friday Night Feast because they don't have the same filters that I do. You create your filters manually. It's not automatically done by Facebook. So, I mean, it was seeing... Yep. Oh, and the warden said now she can see it as well. She had to go change a setting. Good evening, Susan. So, where was I? Okay, I was talking about Keto Palooza. I got 9 million things to do, and I have done none of them. So, it is what it is. There's no reason to be sorry, Renee, but now you know. And the warden says, yeah, they allow all for after hours. You know what? I wouldn't normally mind, and in fact, I could probably go and relax it a little bit. It was really, I had to put them in because I was getting, you know, at the time, I only had like 100 subscribers, and then everything was like, you know, go to my website XXXXXX, and it was like, so I had to put the filters in. Rocky Mountain Girl still can't see her. Okay, that actually, hey, the warden, could you share with Rocky Mountain Girl what you changed on yours? Because I bet that now we're down to personalized settings. Or Renee, you could change your nickname. So, but yeah. Oh, and the warden says, yeah, now on the lives they customize for subscribers only. Yeah, I don't do that because I also still don't have that many subscribers. It's at like 623, but now it's not a lot of strangers, so the good thing about it. So getting ready for Ketopalooza, lots of cheese, and I'm probably going to have to, I don't know. I've got to get myself together. Oh, no, but you know what? You can talk now. But now I can see you because I made changes here and other people can make adjustments on their filters. The warden says she clicked a little settings gear on the chat filters. So if I go to the hamburger menu, let's see. I wonder. Let me go here. Nah, it's good. I don't know. I think I've changed everything I can on my end, so. But I can see your comments now where I wasn't seeing them earlier. I only knew because Sharon could see it and said something. So anyways, can you repeat and say how you're healing up and when you get to go back to work and if you're crazy at home or if you're doing great because you got your awesome doggies? Oh, and Marion says she changed from top chat to live chat and now she can see them. That's interesting. So. All right. So I still have to pack clothes. I have to decide what I'm doing. Thursday night, Thursday, I'm going to get into town into Louisville really early, see some family and do some brunch and all of that jazz. Then get myself situated at the hotel. Once I'm situated at the hotel, there's a Patreon event, so I'm going to go to that and kind of then just like try and settle down and relax. Just kind of and get my room just the way I like it. That's my Thursday. Friday, Ketopalooza, people start arriving all times of the day, and then official check-in is 3 o'clock. So I have lots of time, and so Friday morning, I'm gonna hop across the bridge and hit Sam's Club and get a few more things to pair with the cheese. I thought that was going to be easier than trying to get it here before. Then by the time that, I will have after I get all situated, I will open up my suite and people can go in and out of my suite, enjoy some coffee, we can say hellos, there'll be cheese for snacks, and then later in the evening when Ketopalooza starts in full swing, there is the meet and greet at 7:30. I'm going to go to the meet and greet, so the suite will be closed from 7:30 to 8:30. So I'm going to go to that, but then at 8:30 I'm going back to my suite. It will be open for the masses. So, but what I'm going to do is at 9 o'clock, I'm going to join the Friday night feast. So we'll do a lightweight intro and Ketopalooza update for the Horde, for those of you who do not get to join us. Oh, Rocky Mountain Girl, got it fixed just in time to leave though. So I hope that you have a good evening. It's good, it's good. So let's see. Oh, and Carrie says I'll need a big trampoline to hop across the bridge. Yep. And Marion says she never noticed there was a difference. Yeah, there's all kinds of weird little things, so. Which, by the way, as this sits for a few minutes, very similar to the tea, as it sits, the flavor melds and develops a little bit. Rickwin says they can see Renee now as well. There you go, Renee. Tell us some stories now. But, gosh, guys, everything is so good. So, I should have gotten ready for Ketopalooza this weekend, but I did not. basically we had an event on Friday night, and we were out until all the wee hours of Saturday morning, slept in, then got ready and went to the gaming department party for OhioCon. And you guys, let me just tell you, the host of the party is a master with the pellet grill, and made a prime brisket that was amazing. Let me just tell you, it was so good. And while he was slicing it, you could see it all jiggly and soft. It was so good. Oh, and Visual Keto says they use this type of soup spoon for all of their soups too. Yeah, it's perfect. They're great, perfect soup spoons. I'm throwing soup all over my counter. Let's see. Oh, Susan is arriving late Thursday afternoon, and then Friday planning on going to the Bearheim Forest. I think a few people. Oh, a few people are joining. That sounds really cool. So let's see. Oh, what else do we got going on? Okay, so anyway, so we went to the gaming night party, and so the brisket was just outstanding. Also, he made pork belly burnt ends. I only ate 2 of them because they were, they were not keto pork belly burnt ends, so they're pretty sugary. I'm sure they weren't great for me, but they were great for me because they were heavenly. So, but I figured, you know what, I was really smart about it and knew that the evening would be maybe a little bit loose, so I was really good during the rest of the day. I had only had like eggs and a little bit of cheese and stuff. So I also took the loaded cauliflower casserole, and that was, it's always delicious, but it came out really perfect yesterday too. So everybody seemed to like that, and we have a little bit of extra. It means, and tomorrow I gotta do a little bit of meal prep just so that people have foods while I'm gone. So I took out some ground pork from the freezer, and I think I'm going to make some smoked pork balls. And I'm pretty sure that I have some cheese that needs used up that is not going to Keto Palooza. So I might cheese stuff them. I don't know. Would pork meatballs, do they need cheese stuffed, or should they just be pork? Oh, see, and Marion is also going to be at Keto Palooza on Thursday afternoon. So far, no plans except probably dinner with RSK. Oh, yeah, we'll see. Like I said, other than getting my room set up, in the morning I'm going to have my family time. But after that, really, I'm just getting situated at the hotel. And then I'm going to the Patreon thing. So I was gonna say, oh, I don't really have plans. I'm like, wait, yes, I do. I've like got too many plans. Really, what I should do is go and then get myself checked into the hotel and just relax. But I cannot wait to see the kiddos and the rest of my family down there in Louisville. So let's see, what else we got going on? So that was Friday. At some point during the weekend, I'm sure we'll do like an impromptu live on one of our channels. Who knows which one? We usually do every year, so we'll do that. Yes, we'll have a Cheese Friday, and yes, I will have a short form Sunday night coffee talk, because I check out of my hotel room on Monday morning and come back to Columbus that way. So it's been a busy weekend, and I wanted to get my hair cut before I went to Keto Palooza, but all the time has just gotten away from me, and I'm trying to grow it out. It's just at that awkward stage. So I don't know, maybe it's better to just leave it be a mess. Like, everybody knows that I'm a big nerd anyway, so messy hair, don't care. So we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what do other people got going on. So did people buy keto bricks today? I saw that they had the release of the maple. I did not read if they sold out of it yet or not. I didn't buy any, even though I really love the maple ones, because I've got. I'm going to be at Ketopalooza, and I believe that the keto brick will be vending there, and so I figured I just want to buy in person. Also, Attila has given me some money to buy keto bricks for him as well. So I'm going to buy a lot of keto bricks at Ketopalooza. Let's see. Marion is leaving Florida on Tuesday morning and taking a side trip to check out a tiny home community in Tennessee. Oh, that sounds kind of groovy. The soup is extra tasty now. It's just right. Don't you love when you get your foods or your beverages exactly right? Like most of the time it's always pretty good. But there's always just that moment of when you got something just right. Exactly right. That's what I got tonight with my egg drop soup. I'm really happy about that. Sharon says she and Air Fry and Auntie will be arriving on Friday. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I cannot wait. Actually, I'll see you on Wednesday here in Columbus. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, we have plans on Wednesday. And hopefully my plans involve having a lovely indulgent meal with Sharon and Air Fry and Auntie. Then I get everything packed up, and then I did promise a few people that I would run out and give some hellos. Originally, I was going to also have dinner with them, but I was like, I just cannot. Everything is too crazy trying to get right out of the door. Everything is cascading in an avalanche of tasks that need done. Carrie says he wants mine just left, not right. Let's see. And Marion says she retires in less than 2 years, so trying to plan for then. Oh yeah. Boy, if my job doesn't ease up soon, I'm hoping for early retirement. My pension is vested, so it's not off the table to consider. Although I'm awfully young for maybe too early, and so I'd have to find a good side hustle to keep me entertained. A side hustle that's not like a crazy thing, like my ocarina lessons. So, but yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff going on. I'm just trying to think of what else we're doing, but yeah, other than that, it's going to be intense work for a few days, and then I will be on my very, very much needed vacation. I can't wait. So after that, then October is no exception to busy though, because we've got an event near the end of the year, and then food. What was I saying? Yep, at the end of the year. Well, we've got an event at the end of October, and actually we also have a Halloween party that we're going to. So we also have to get together with some friends, because I have all our RPG materials that they need to create some activities for OhioCon in January, so the time has come. Kerry says he's also trying to find a second job. He's been working on lowering bills, and that's been working. Jen is going to stock out the Galt House on Thursday and Friday to ambush people with hugs. I will take hugs, all the hugs. I'm ready. Marion says she just turned 60. Yeah, I'm 50. So while I think about retirement all the time, I know that I'm just enough of the A-type personality that I couldn't actually just retire right now. But like I said, pension is vested. We're glad about that. And I have to say that if my job were to continue with the layoffs and cuts, and they said, hey, here's a big fat severance package if you early retire, I'd have to think about that, because I would probably take it, and then I would just go ahead and find another job. So there is that. However, I am pretty far down in the food chain. I don't think they'd be offering me any early retirement stuff. They'll get people who are closer to retirement for that so that the package can be smaller. Because that's how big corporations work. All right, so that's all the Keto Palooza, and then October. Then of course by the way, I can't make it to the indie meetup in October, which I'm kind of sad about, but that's the same weekend that the local Halloween party is, and it's also the same event that our OhioCon staff wants to go to the Ren Fest. There is a horror podcaster meetup. So it's like, I don't know, that weekend just had like everything. So what I decided was that I've been on a lot of travel going to Keto Palooza, I had Gen Con, I had everything, and I was like, you know what, actually, I skipped out on the people who are hosting the Halloween event several times. It's probably time that we prioritize that, and everybody else wanted to go to the party anyways, so that's how we wound up at that. So, but I love Halloween. Halloween is my favorite. I can't wait. Oh, Marion says she's worked at a state university for almost 38 years. Ready. Oh yeah, I would definitely think that ready. I would definitely be ready. So, all right. Let's see, and oh, I'm just trying to think of all of the things. Everything is like spinning in my head. Everything that I've got to do. Oh yeah, so I didn't try it because quite frankly I was afraid to. But at the party last night, someone brought a jug of vodka that they had added 2 cups of Sichuan peppercorns to. It was no longer clear. It was like deep red. And they said it's delicious. But I was like, you know what, A, I don't need any vodka, and B, I don't know. That's a lot of Sichuan peppercorns to numb my entire body. So I just say no to such things. But after I was thinking about it, I did think about the fact that it's really a traditional Sichuan pickle brine would have in the United States, would have some vodka in it. In China, they would use a liquor, a different liquor. But yeah, because that helps with the fermentation, sort of like sugar. I know they put rock sugar in it too, which you don't have to put either of those things in there. But they both do feed the fermentation process. So let's see. Carrie says if I were to be carnivore for Halloween, then it could be Halloweeny with hot dogs. Oh, that's not a bad thought though, Carrie. That's some inspiration. A few years ago, Christopher and I found that recipe for the hot dog burnt ends and we keto-fied it. Those were good. Well, I might have to think about that because we'll want to take something, a dish to share. That has potential. Hot dog burnt ends do sound Halloweeny. So, I don't know. There's also the idea that maybe I would take actual pork belly burnt ends, but hot dog burnt ends just seem appropriately Halloween party. I have to think about that. And Marion, you had a little bit of bourbon at your birthday party on Friday. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I have wine whenever, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I know that we talk about the way it impacts a ketogenic lifestyle, but also this is a lifelong journey, and sometimes on your lifetime journey you make choices that are not the perfection, and so you do it. Go for it, and I'm glad that you had a bourbon on your birthday. Oh, Carrie says he'll have to check that out since he's still struggling with finances. Yeah, the hot dog burnt ends were really tasty, and you could probably do them low and slow in your oven. but you'll have to do something for the good smokiness that is added from the being outside in the grill. Mm. All right, everyone. I know it's 5 minutes early, but let me just tell you, I am dead ass tired. I can do no more. I'm gonna slurp down this little container of soup, take my magnesium, and go to bed. I don't care if I'm in bed by 8 o'clock. I am so tired. It was an amazing weekend, seeing people that I hadn't seen since pre-pandemic. All of that really awesome stuff. But you know what? As it turns out, I'm not conditioned for that much party anymore. So now I'm exhausted. So you guys remember that you are awesome. I think that it's great. I love hearing what you are up to and your journeys together. So I hope that you have a great time. And Renee, I hope that you are healing up well and living your best life right now. So you have a good one, and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.